Shabbat Shalom, my dear friend. So there is an amazing saying, and I quote, acceptance is the answer to all my suffering. In this week's Torah portion, VaYeitzei Yaakov has to run away. His brother wants to kill him. And he goes to his father-in-law, future father-in-law. His father-in-law makes a deal with him, 7 years work for the hand of my daughter in marriage. They agree on Rachel. He tricks him. And then he goes ahead and he asks his father-in-law, why did you trick me and give me the older sister Leah when I worked and we agreed upon Rachel? And the father-in-law says, it's not our custom to marry off the younger one before the older one. Work for another 7 years and I'll give you my younger one. Then he goes on to work another 9 years, and in those years he keeps on finding his father-in-law switching his payment plan. And all throughout all of this, Jacob just accepts. He works the 7 years that he was tricked into with the same integrity like the first years. He works while his father-in-law is changing always the payment plan. He sticks to his integrity. Our sages say that while the Torah tells us only of Jacob sending Esau a gift to appease him right before he meets him, but our sages say that no, for 9 years he was consistently, once he paid up his debt to his father-in-law for the hands of his daughters in marriage and he was getting paid, he was sending gifts to Esau. And then later on the way back, he has to have a fight with the guardian angel of Esau. He gets hit in the hip, ends up with a limp. And then after that, he keeps on finding that life is hard. And all of this after God promised him, I will give you this land, I will be with you, I will protect you. And Jacob just knew acceptance is the answer to all of my suffering. Now, the difference between suffering and pain is reality. When you get hurt, when something is taken from you, the reality of the pain. However, suffering is not something that comes from reality, it comes from a perception. Suffering is that I can't believe you did this to me. And the suffering is what acceptance is able to negate and wipe out. And acceptance isn't a sense of hopelessness. Rather, it is a sense of exactly that, acceptance that God has a greater plan. And that acceptance is what mitigates, it gets rid of the suffering. Now I want to share with you, I read that amongst firefighters, unfortunately the casualties, most of the casualties does not happen from the fire, it happens from the smoke inhalation. I'm going to suggest that the fire is the pain and the suffering is the smoke. I'm going to go further and say that when God promises you, I will give you the strength to deal with everything I place upon you, he's talking about the pain, because that's what God placed upon us. Not the suffering, because God never placed that upon us. So while we have the strength to deal with all the pain, and the pain will never take us down, it's the suffering that takes us out. It's the suffering of how I interpret, I can't believe God hates me so much that he continuously does this to me. That God doesn't give you the strength for, because it's virtual reality. All you need to do is pull your head out of those murky waters and it's not there no more. This is the lesson I choose to learn from this week's Torah portion. Shabbat Shalom.